It was a cold and rainy night. A small house stood alone at the end of the street. Its walls were broken, and the windows were dirty. Inside the house, a family sat quietly. No one spoke. The father looked tired. The mother looked sad. Two children, a boy and a girl, held each other tightly. They were afraid. The rain fell heavily, and the wind shook the roof. The house looked very old and weak. The father, Mr. Ahmed, was a hard-working man once. He had a small shop in the town, but last year a big fire came. The shop burned down. All their money was gone. After that, life became very hard. The father could not find work. The mother, Mrs. Sarah, tried to help by sewing clothes for neighbors. But it was not enough. The family often went hungry. Sometimes they slept without food. At night, the children would cry quietly because they were cold and scared. One day, a man came to their house. He said, "I am from the government. You must leave this house. It is not safe." The family had no choice. They left their home with only a small bag. They walked in the rain. The children were scared and hungry. No one knew where to go. They had no friends, no family, and no home. They were completely alone. The first night outside was very cold. The children, Ali and Amina, tried to sleep under a small tree. Their clothes were wet. The father covered them with his coat. "It will be okay," he said softly, but his voice was weak. Even he did not believe it. The mother held the children close and prayed silently. She prayed for safety, food, and hope. The wind blew strongly, and the rain fell harder. The children shivered, but they did not leave each other's side. The next morning, they found a small park. Some people were sleeping there too. Some were old, some were young. They all looked poor and tired. The family sat on a bench. Ali asked, "Mama, what will we eat today?" Mrs. Sarah could not answer. She just hugged him. She felt tears in her eyes, but tried to be strong. She whispered, "We will find something. Don't worry, my dear." She looked at her children and said, "We must stay together. That is the most important thing." Days passed. The family had no home. They had no food. They walked in the streets, looking for work or help. Sometimes people gave them bread or water. Sometimes they found old newspapers to sleep on. Life was very hard, but the family stayed together. They could not leave each other. They held hands all the time. Sometimes Ali and Amina would try to make each other laugh with small jokes. It made the mother smile a little. They remembered the small happy moments from their old home and talked about them to keep hope alive. One day, the father went to the market. He wanted to find work. He asked many people, "Can you give me a job? I will work very hard." But no one said yes. The father came back with nothing. The mother cried silently. She did not want the children to see her sadness. But Ollie asked, "Papa, why is everyone saying no?" The father did not answer. He just held Ali's hand tightly. The children missed school. They missed their friends. Amina said, "I want to go to school again. I want to learn." But the mother said, "Not now, my child. We have to survive first." The children felt sad. They did not understand why life had become so difficult. Every night, they looked at the stars and hoped for a better life. One evening, the family sat by a small fire they made from old wood. The father said, "We cannot give up. We are a family. We will find a way." The mother nodded. "We have each other. That is more important than anything else." The children held their parents' hands and felt a little better. The fire was small, but it gave them warmth. They shared a piece of dry bread. It was not much, but it gave them hope. The family tried to find help from a charity center. The center gave them food and blankets. It was not much, but it was something. The children smiled for the first time in many days. They felt that maybe life could be better. The father said, "See, little steps make a big difference. One day we will be stronger." A week later, the father met an old friend in the street. His friend said, "I have a small job for you. Can you help me in my store?" The father felt hope. He said, "Yes, I can work." He started working every day. The mother also found some sewing work. Slowly, life began to improve. They bought small things for the children. A little candy. A small toy. It was not much, but it made the children happy. They started to feel that life could be better again. The family rented a small room. It was not big or beautiful, but it was safe. The children could sleep on a bed. They could eat warm food. They could rest. Ollie said, "This is our home now, right?" The mother smiled. "Yes, my dear. This is our home." The father felt relief. He knew that things were still hard, but they had a place to live. The children went back to school. Amina was very happy. She learned new words and made friends. Ollie loved to play with other children during breaks. He said, "I want to be a teacher one day." The parents smiled. They were proud, even though life was still not easy. One day, a big storm came. The wind was strong, and the rain did not stop. The small room shook, and the family was afraid. But they stayed together. They held each other and prayed. The storm passed. The family survived. They felt stronger. They knew that no matter what happened, they would face it together. Time passed. The father worked hard in the shop. He saved some money. The mother continued sewing. The children grew stronger and smarter. People in the neighborhood started to know them. Some neighbors were kind and helped them. Slowly, the family started to smile again. They helped other poor people too. One evening, the father looked at the small room. He said, We have nothing big, but we have love. That is more important than gold or money." The mother nodded. "We are not rich, but we are together. That is our treasure." The children smiled. They understood. Life was not perfect, but they had hope. The father told the children one night, "Remember, my children, life will give us problems. But we must never give up. We must always help each other. We must always love each other." The children nodded. They promised to stay together. They promised to be kind to others too. Years passed. The children grew up. Ali became a teacher, just like he wanted. Amina became a nurse. They helped other people. They never forgot the hard days they lived through. They helped their parents too. The father and mother grew old, but they were happy. They were proud of their children. Even though the family was once abandoned, they never felt alone again. They learned that love, hope, and courage could beat any problem. Life was not easy, but together they could face anything. And so, the abandoned family became a strong family. They knew that no storm, no fire, and no sadness could break them. They had survived, and they had grown stronger. Their story was one of love, hope, and family. It showed that even in the darkest days, hope can shine like a small light, guiding people to a better life.